So yeah, look, thank you to everyone that's joined. Thank you for taking time out of your day. So the topic of today's webinar is going to be SAP Business One, SAP Business One, sorry, and Power BI, a match made in heaven. So I will be your co-host. My name is Martin Wright. I'm a business development manager with Target Integration. I work predominantly on CRM, but also on ERP as well. So I work very closely with SAP B1 with some of our clients. And MJ, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Absolutely. Thank you, Martin. So hey, everyone, this is MJ Ahmad here. I'm a senior software consultant with Target Integration. So it's almost 2 years since I joined TI. It's been a very fast pace. And so my background is on the ERP space. I had a pretty good experience and with Oracle, SAP Business One, and Odoo. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining this webinar. We'll give you some more information while going ahead. Passing back to you, Martin.
Yep. Thanks, MJ. Yeah, so we'll move on to the next slide. So I suppose we just want to tell you a little bit about who we are as a business, and I suppose the types of projects we work on and the kind of clients that we like to work with. So who we are, we were established in 2008 with a mission that every business should be able to leverage the full power of their business insights. In terms of where we are in the world, sorry, excuse me, our head office is in City West in Dublin. We have 2 back-end offices in the UK, so one in Birmingham and one in Hemel Hempstead. We do have another location being added very shortly. We have 4 offices in India, so one in New Delhi, one in Chennai, Mumbai, and Bangalore. We opened an office in San Francisco in the US last year, and we also have a small development center in Greece. So long story short, it provides our clients with a perfect mix of quality and value. So what we do, we are an ISO certified company. We've been leading the industry for over 13 years, and we help businesses to achieve their full potential by digitalizing their processes. And just some milestones that we're fairly proud of here at Target Integration. So today, we probably have just about 4,500 customers now worldwide. In terms of our strengths inside the team, we have over 100 plus skilled consultants. To date, we've probably worked on about 6,000 projects now completed, and we have 8 offices in 4 different countries. So yeah, just some milestones we're very proud of here in Target Integration. So guys, I know we are here to speak about SAP Business One and Power BI, which is a Microsoft product, but these are the other products that we work with. So for anyone that's attending the webinar today, that is using maybe one of these products and needs some help or needs some training or whatever it might be, feel free to reach out to us after the webinar and we'll be able to discuss that from there. Now, guys, just a very small snapshot of the team. So currently within TI, I know I mentioned it previously, there's over 100 of us in the organization, and that number is continuously growing. But yeah, if anyone chooses to work with us, you'll get to meet a few more friendly faces, and maybe one day we'll get MJ on this slide as well, depending on how the webinar goes today. So guys, we're going to crack into the reason you're all here now. So what is SAP Business One? We just thought we'd explain that very briefly. So SAP Business One is a single affordable solution to manage your entire business. So SAP created this product especially for small to mid-sized businesses. And it's basically one application to cover every area of your business. So that's everything from purchasing and operations to sales and service, accounts and financials, management and administration, and so on. So it's literally one software to cover every area of your business. And it's a really, really, really strong piece of software for small to medium-sized companies. So what is Power BI? Power BI is a tool that lets you easily connect to your data sources, visualize, and discover what's important. So basically, it's a one-stop shop to sync all your data sources into that can create very powerful graphs. But I'm going to let MJ kind of discuss a little bit more about the power of Power BI.
Absolutely. Thank you, Martin. So guys, we have a chat window open as well. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop the questions. We'll be able to answer the questions in the end. So to pick it up from where Martin left, so Power BI is a tool which transforms your data into rich visualizations like dashboards and reports. So the current trend is people are moving more towards the pictorial representations rather than raw data or in Excel form. So your key stakeholders and the department heads will be able to see the reports in a pictorial representation like a pie chart, like a bar chart or a graph, so that they'll be able to make some key decisions. Moving on. So this is basically the high level architecture of the Power BI application. So basically it has 4 components. So the first component is basically the Power BI service. So it is hosted on Microsoft Azure, and it is the place where all your data, your reports and dashboards are hosted, and it will be published to the users where they can see the reports from there. And the second component is the Power BI gateway. So this gateway will fetch your organization data. So your data can be hosted in, let's say, any on-premise server, or it can be any cloud server as well. So these gateways will fetch the data and push that data to the Power BI service, where you will be able to develop some reports and dashboards from there. And the third component is the Power BI desktop, a component where you will be able to design the report, and you will be able to publish that reports to the Power BI service that can be shared across to your users. And the fourth component is the mobile component, where we have a mobile application, and you will be able to see all the reports and dashboards from your mobile application. So people are moving around fast in the globe, so you'll be able to see the applications directly from your smartphones, like your tablets and your mobile application. So currently we have around 50 plus connectors in the cloud, which also includes SAP HANA Connector as well, which will be going in deep in this webinar. So to give you an idea how the Power BI looks and the reports look, so here you can see on my single window, I'll be able to create multiple reports here. So these reports can have different visualizations. For an example, I can have a pie chart, I can have a bar chart, I can have a graph on my single window, and I'll be able to change the visualization on my right hand side, as you can see, all the visualizations. And even I'll be able to apply a filter across all the reports. For example, if I'm applying a filter, get me the report for the year 2021, this report is going to change the data, where it's going to fetch the data only for 2021 alone. So you have a lot of flexibility, and you have many efficient ways to use Power BI. So how SAP is connected to Power BI? So we have an SAP HANA Connector, which is basically a ODBC based driver, which is built on top of SAP HANA's ODBC driver. So it supports both import and direct query methods, which I'll explain towards the end. And so how to connect? It's very straightforward. Just go to get data, select the database, and you'll be able to see the SAP HANA database connector from there. So it's very straightforward. So moving on. So to give you an overview of SAP HANA Connector, it is specialized connector for HANA database. Why? Because it supports HANA models like HANA information models like the analytical views and calculation views, and it has a direct SQL support for the tables, rows, and columns, and it has an optimized navigation for the HANA models. For example, if you want to search a record or search a field in the database, you will be able to see that from the Power BI itself. And it enables enterprise-grade Power BI capabilities. How? As I said, it supports both import and direct query method. So where if you're connecting the Power BI to the data source of a SAP HANA database, so you'll be able to write a query and fetch the data real time. So that's called a direct query method. So on the contrary, for the import method, so what it will do, it will take the snapshot of the database and it will show in the cache here. So you'll be able to create reports from that snapshot of the data, the database snapshot. And last but not least, it is endorsed by SAP. So basically, as I said, it is built on top of SAP HANA ODBC driver, and it has received an official certification from SAP. So how, and as I said, it supports SSO as well. How? So basically, for example, let's say if you've connected your Power BI to the HANA database, and if you're trying to write a query and fetch some data from the database, so what it will do is it will send your credentials, your Power BI credentials to the database, and it will fetch the data for which the user has access for. So in this case, you will be able to restrict the user to fetch data which he has access for, and you will be able to restrict some of the confidential data as well. For example, let's say I'm from a sales department. I'm trying to fetch some data related to sales related data. And if I'm trying to fetch some accounting related data, I'll not be able to fetch that because I don't have access for it. So how it is supported is basically it is supported using a Kerberos and or SAM authentication protocol. So without further ado, I'll show you a quick demo how the reports can be developed and what are the specific options and features which can be used in Power BI to run the reports. So I'll just quickly minimize this one. So guys, if you have any doubts, feel free to drop the questions in the chat. We'll be happy to answer the questions towards the end. So as you can see, this is basically the interface of the Power BI desktop component. To start with, I'll just give you how to connect to your SAP HANA database. So for that, we could just go to get data, and you will be able to see some of the data sources. So these are the different data sources which can be connected from Power BI. Since SAP HANA database connector is already, it's a default connector. So what you need to do is just select the database, and you'll be able to see the option called SAP HANA database. So once you connect that, you will be able to enter the server credentials, and the port number to connect to your database to fetch the records. And so for this demo, we have created 4 reports from 3 tables. So that tables is basically the inventory related tables. So I'll not go into too technical because there are some functional users and the business related users. So I'll not just go into too technical. So how the table 1 and table 3 is connected, or it's using a primary key, and the primary key is the customer ID, and table 1 and table 2 is connected, or the relationship is based on the document internal number. So moving on, I'll take you to the report page where these are the reports which I have planned to show you today. So the first report shows you the invoice lines based on the customer and the currency. And the second report, let me remove this. So it's showing you the number of row items or the invoice lines based on the item number of the document currency. And the third report here, it shows me the total tax which is paid by the customer and the vendor. And the fourth report is showing me the invoice lines based on the customer as well as the items as well. So for example, I'll be able to select this particular report, and I'll be able to see what are the fields that has been added on this particular report. And I'll be able to change the visualization here from my visualization window. And I'll be able to see what are the records or what are the fields that has been used on this table. So I have used only one table here. And from this table, I have used 3 fields, and I'll be able to change the fields on the fly as well. So for example, does not have a customer code. So when I just go add a customer code, it's going to add the customer code on the fly. So as you can see, the customer code has been added here. Similarly, that can be done across all the reports here. And another important or a feature here is basically, for example, on this report, I can do a direct filter from this report itself. For example, if just show me the report specific to customer code called C26000, I'll just press on that. It's going to show the data specific to C26000. That's again a direct way to filter all the reports from this window. Again, I have another option as well to apply a filter on this page. So for that, let me go and select a specific field called date. So if I want to select the data specific to a particular year, I'll just go select the posting date and I'll select the year. I'll just drag and drop on the filters. And I'll do a basic filtering here, and I'll be able to select all the years, or I'll be able to select a specific year to show me the data specific to the particular year. Yeah, as you can see, the data has changed for this tables. As you can see, as soon as I select multiple years, the reports will be changing as per the years data. And if you want to select all, just go ahead and select all. It's going to show all the data. So guys, so basically this is a high level overview of how Power BI works. And as I said, like you can also search your field directly from this navigation window here. And this is basically an overview of what we have shown here. So if you have anything specific and if you want to arrange a personalized demo, we'll be able to do that as well. So feel free to drop an email after this webinar if you want to see something specific to your requirement. And I hope I've given you guys some information. Passing back to Martin.
Thank you very much for that, MJ. I sure gathered a lot from the demo, so I appreciate that, and I'm sure everyone else that attended did as well. So look, thanks for highlighting that point as well, MJ. For anyone that had any questions, or for anyone that maybe would like to see something in more specific in more detail, feel free to reach out to myself or MJ after the webinar. We're more than happy to arrange a one-to-one demo. For anyone that's also attended the webinar that maybe wasn't able to get here on time, we will be reaching out to everyone afterwards and just sending through a recording of the webinar as well. So yeah, don't worry about that. So just what we'd like to touch on now, guys, is that, why someone might choose to work with target integration. So I think that the first and foremost reason and the thing that makes us different from all our competitors is that we are solution focused. So what we do on any project is, first and foremost, we like to understand our client's business, and we understand our client's business processes. And once we understand those two parts, we can then recommend the right solution for their company. So the next point kind of touches on that. We are technology independent. So we work with a number of different softwares. So, we don't just only work with SAP or Microsoft. We work with a number of different solutions. So we'll always be upfront and honest and recommend the right solution for your company. Let's just go to the next point there. So we have experts in business processes. So on any project that we work on, so there's a couple of different points of contact that you'll have. So I myself would be the account manager, let's say. We would have a project manager who would work on the project as well, obviously any developers. And then you also have the functional consultants that will understand the business processes and try and marry them with the software. We also offer business insights and analytics. And more importantly, once a project goes live, we can offer in-house technical support. So we have different SLAs that we offer. So it just means that we're your point of contact. You don't need to stand in a queue for hours trying to get in touch with the software companies. So we just thought we'd show some case studies of some companies we've worked with quite recently. And you can see here there's a range of different industries. So everything from tile wholesale companies to medical companies to security companies to the Credit Union Development Association. So yeah, I suppose it ties down to the size of our organization, because there's over 100 of us in the company. We've experts in nearly every industry. So we don't just work in, say, just wholesale or just manufacturing. We can literally work in nearly every industry. And then we thought we'd show you some slides of some of our happy clients. So you can see here also a range of different industries as well, but we've worked with the likes of AIB, who are one of the biggest banks in Ireland, Havas, Colliers International, Design Emporium, just to name a few. So yeah, guys, I just want to kind of say thank you to everyone who took some time out of the day. I think we will open up the floor now just to see if anyone has any questions. If anyone does have any questions, feel free to just ping them in the chat, and we'll do our best to answer the questions. If there is anything that catches us off guard, we might come back to you after the webinar.
There is one question here, Martin. So can we connect Power BI to the SQL HANA database and do more modeling once the data is loaded? Absolutely, yes. So when I was trying to show you like how to connect your SAP HANA database, so that is one way. And we also have a direct way to connect to your SQL database as well. So Power BI supports multiple data sources. So you'll be able to connect multiple data sources and fetch data from there and do your data modeling and build some reports and dashboards from there.
Thanks for covering that, MJ. Yeah, if anyone else has any questions, feel free to ping them in the chat, guys. We'll maybe just give another minute or two. Okay, guys. Well, it looks like no one else has any more questions. So
we do have one more
no, we got
question.
another one there.
Yeah, it's an interactive session, I would say. So yeah, how to deploy BI dashboards via the web. So as I was showing you the Power BI desktop version, where you will be doing the modeling and you'll be building the reports. And from there, we have the Power BI service. So once you do the modeling, it will be deployed to the Power BI service, which is hosted on the web, which is the Microsoft Azure, and it will be published to the users of the organization. So where everyone will be able to see the reports what you have built. So yes.
And look, yeah, if anyone else has any questions, jot them down, guys. As mentioned previously, we will be following up with everyone that attended the webinar, and just making sure, look, that you got to see everything that you're hoping to see. If you did miss anything, hopefully we can show it to you on a one-to-one demo, cover off any questions you have. Yeah, guys, look, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy days to obviously attend the webinar. I know myself personally, I'd like to thank everyone, and I know MJ, you probably have something you want to say as well.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining this webinar, and hopefully we have given some more, more information on SAP and business. SAP Business One and Power BI. Hopefully, we'll be seeing you in another webinar. Until then, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Listen, have a great day, everyone.